Hey guys, RC here. Today I'm doing a video on this soldering station I got. This is the TekPower Soldering Station, and I bought this soldering iron so that I can fix this drone I got here. It's the SEMA X5C. Working on fixing the motor problem in it. So soldering is really helpful, and I recommend you get it. But some things that came with it was, this one's not really that cheap. It was about $20, but it came with a nice knob that's adjustable rather than having the cheaper ones that you just turn it on. So this knob is adjustable. I do not know how high it gets up to, but it gets pretty hot. And this switch, you turn it on, and then right here you have a sponge, and I have a bowl of water, so I'm just going to show you. This is where it's completely dry. There's nothing moist in it, and then I'm just going to allow the camera to see this. Literally drop it in, pull it out, and it's nice and ready to go. So it's good to have that, because if you do not have a wet sponge, then you won't be able to clean your tip. So make sure you have a nice damp sponge, not sopping wet, just a little warm wet. So if I was to solder, I would first turn it on, which it isn't. And you know that you're kind of hot is when you do put your soldering iron on the sponge. It makes a sizzle noise. Mine's off right now, and I'm going to turn it on just to show you what it actually looks like. So if you do get this thing, they say that solder you use is about 60-40. So that's like the traditional solder I've heard. So turn it on, just push that knob, and then adjust the temperature. I recommend leaving kind of like a halfway. Give it about 5 seconds. Not 5 seconds, 45 seconds. And it's nice that it can sit in here while you're waiting, so you can go to the bathroom or whatever, and then come back and it's ready to go, rather than just leaving it on your table and saying it burns a hole through your table because somehow it like started burning. But yeah, you can just leave it in here, and it's nice and safe. Wait for it to heat up. So I went ahead and got two things that I think are really helpful in soldering. This is a helping hand. This is like $8. Really nice. It has a weight on it to hold it down. Magnifying glass, and then your two wires you would hold. This right here is called flux. They say flux is when you're soldering two wires together. Sometimes when you put the solder on the wires, they can the solder isn't melted enough, and it doesn't like absorb all on the wires, so it gets all like BB sized, and you get a bad solder. So that's why you just take it off. And I'm going to grab this drone got here. So, actually, this is a motor. This is the motor wire. So I'm going to actually try to use my helping hand to do this. And you just lift it on, pull it on, and then do it to the other side. I put too much on this time. Yeah, so things you have to kind of get used to. This is my first time. So you would have this thing hold it. Obviously, it's not in a really good position, but you would have it kind of holding it together. And they say to take like wire snippers and cut off some and then twist it together. And then that's even better, because when you twist it, it's already on. Then stick a little flux on there. You just dab on there, let it sink in there, and it absorbs it. If you don't know what it's doing, they say get a little block of wood and stick some on. You should see a mark. But this is like $10. Really helpful. If you're new to soldering, you should get one of these. People say they like them, people say they don't. I don't really know, but I've heard that they're really helpful. And the Hobby Town people say they're really good. So we've let it sit for a while, so now we can just test to see if it's hot. And it is. So it's nice and warm. And I'm going to push the camera up there so you can see. So if you saw that smoke, or even heard that, that's the noise of the soldering iron cooling down. But you don't just do it on there, just leave it there, because if you leave it on there, it'll burn a hole through your sponge. You just quickly go like this. If you got solder on there, you want to wipe it off. Then you just turn it off, and I like to lower my knob all the way. It said as a safety thing, just unplug it from there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like this video, please leave a comment and definitely subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.